got love for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
What are we talking about? You know, I'm not here to start any trouble.
I'm only going to say nice things about you from now on. I think you're handsome, and I think you're a wonderful host.
I'm fat and I'm overweight. Just don't say anything silly.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take it serious.
You know, I don't want y'all to take anything out of context that I'm saying.
He's very funny. He likes to joke around a lot.
As a personality and as an entertainer, yes.
This is going to be really quick. I'm not taking any questions.
Go ahead and get comfortable. I'm going to talk for a little bit.
You're listening to Cabbie Presents, the podcast.
Welcome. Thank you and welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Cabbie Richards. Appreciate the click, the download, the subscription, the comments. Thank you for showing some love. And thank you for the follow on Twitter, Instagram, and Vine, which is all at The Real Cabbie. I want to start this podcast with genuine appreciation. And I appreciate what the writers and producers of Jimmy Kimmel Live and Late Night with Jimmy Fallon are doing right now. The videos, the concepts, and the content both of those shows are making is in another stratosphere. And I am so appreciative as an audience member that I get to witness greatness. And just in this past week, or the past couple of weeks, Kimmel has had the twerk video, which fooled everyone. And then he's got this feud with Kanye West, which is just amazing. And Fallon, oh man, Fallon just had the Sesame Street video, the epic lip sync with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Stephen Merchant, the Flip Cup game with Kate Upton, and hashtag with Justin Timberlake. Like, these guys are going back and forth, and it's awesome. The winner is the audience. So thank you to those writers, and that's been inspiring my producer Dave Cricks and I just to elevate our game. So bravo to both of those shows, and keep setting the bar so high that we're going to try to kiss the sky or touch the sky. My only guest today is a staple in Toronto and a very interesting character because he's been able to evolve twice or three times. We'll chart the course of his evolution over the course of this conversation, and he's got a few good stories to tell about the arts, about music, and some famous people. He joins me in the studio right now.
If it's going to be an interview, I'm going to conduct it. So I'll answer my own questions, ask myself the questions, then give y'all the answers.
For the better part of a decade, the man in studio has been helping to shape the subculture of Toronto with his two friends and collaborators. See, in Toronto, there's an oversaturation of talent. And like my friend Chaos said, who is a super talented artist, it's like crabs in a bucket here in Canada's largest city. Through their popular blog and apparel, the joie de vivre of the One Love T.O movement is an all-encompassing love of Toronto, embracing all of our differences and celebrating all that's positive in the arts, in music, in fashion. One Love T.O is part of his brand. Hosting parties across the country is part of his brand. Hosting the red carpet at the Much Music Video Awards is part of his brand. Hosting movie night on E! In a sharp tuxedo every week at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, shall I say, is also part of his brand. I'm very pleased to welcome Tyrone Edwards, a.k.a. T-Rex, on the Cabbie Presents podcast. Thank you for coming by, sir.
Woo! I'm ready. I'm so excited.
On Twitter and Instagram, you can chart his adventures at Mr. One Love T.O. That's at MR, the number one, LOVETO.
Sure.
Dude, I don't know if it was the last time I saw you, maybe the second last time I saw you. You guys have these pop-up shops.
Yeah, that's correct.
And you guys, okay, so the amazing thing that you guys do with One Love T.O. is like, you create, I mean, it's microeconomics 101. You guys create this huge demand, and have such little supply, which then fuels the demand. So it's like, it was in the summertime. I remember you guys had a pop-up shop for like 2 hours at Roots on Bloor.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like, hey, we have a pop-up shop 12 to 2, and it was like it was right around Caravana, so it was like middle of the summer. It was actually towards the end of the summer. So I'm like, all right, let me get there. So I get there at like 1:57.
It's over.
Yeah, everything was gone.
Here's the thing.
Why don't you guys make more shirts?
Here's the thing. Everybody says that, right? First of all, we'd make more shirts if we had more money. That's one.
Okay.
Two, every time we do a new pop-up shop for whatever product it is, we do more than we did the last time. But we don't want to, like, here's our thing. We don't want to, like, we're not in a position to just make a whole bunch of stuff and sit on this dead stock. We just can't afford to do it.
Okay,
so
fine.
What we do is like, okay, if we sold 500 this time, next time we'll print 750. If we print 750, then we'll do 1,000. So we print a lot. Like what we're printing now versus what we were printing 2-3 years ago or 4 years ago is completely different. However, it still takes 45 minutes for it to be sold out.
I know, dude, and like I have to get there at the beginning now just to make sure that I can get an XL and whatever style is available.
I'll be first to admit that you, my good sir, you've been supporting us from the jump. You shouldn't even really be worried about that. Like there should just be in a bag that says
I'm happy to spend the $20-$30 it is for the t-shirt. I'm happy.
I didn't say I wasn't going to charge you. I was just saying you shouldn't have to worry about the lineup. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for line bypass. Like, and you mentioned off the top in that amazing, I would say,
my introduction?
Of
no. That's real.
Of an introduction. Now, I appreciate you. But you mentioned like me throwing parties, and I remember like when there was a couple years where that's all I did was throw parties, and I was sitting there at the table. I was at my mom's house, and and my aunt was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "The guest list." And she's like, "Well, what is the guest list? What do you mean? You have to know everybody that's coming? I thought people just show up." I'm like, "Yeah, people just show up. I don't know everybody's coming." She's like, "Well, I don't get it." I'm like, "Oh yeah, these are all the people that are getting in for free." She's like, "All those people are getting for free? So what's the point of throwing these parties? You got bills, people calling here for bills. What do you mean they're getting it for free?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's just how it works." She's like, "No, it doesn't. When you go to the barbershop, do you get guest lists?" And I was like, I get it. So I love taking care of people, but I've become very meticulous in terms of like who I take care of. You know, so you are somebody that we would love to take care of. So
no. But again, I'm happy to spend the $30 because I know, like, I embrace what you guys do. And for those that live outside of Toronto, or like there's a random guy in Arizona who's or in like Northern California who's listening to this who doesn't really know what One Love T.O is. So the logo is like, it's the number 1. There's a heart and then T.O. That's like their main logo, and it's on. Obviously like apparel, and you guys have a great Instagram account which I follow. You guys have, I don't know how many like guys are out there like with their cameras, with their phones or their cameras snapping pictures, but it absolutely portrays the beauty of our urban jungle in Toronto. And a lot of people in our city, we try hard to, we're chasing the dream we're chasing the mythology of New York. In this city, we work to live. We don't live to work.
Right.
But, with that kind of rat race mentality, there's still a lot of beauty in the city, which you guys capture on your Instagram account, which is One Love T.O. And I haven't checked yours. I gotta jump on yours to see what kind of pics do you put on Instagram?
I put I want to go back to One Love T.O in a second just to explain what it is, but kind of pictures I put on my Instagram are basically the things that I love. So pictures of my daughter,
yes,
pictures of my socks, because
do you wear those like not luxury socks, but those designer socks, like
all
pink
the time,
and
every single day,
green, and
every single day.
You wear designer socks?
Like my chest of drawers in my room. The top drawer is just straight underwear, and like pajamas and stuff like that. Then the second drawer is like my like just everyday t-shirts.
Okay.
Then my third drawer is the very like the fancy t-shirts, the more expensive t-shirts, like some of them wear out.
Yeah.
Then the fourth drawer is all my athletic wear, so all of my like workout stuff, my gym stuff, because it's all about #healthy 2013. That's what I'm about. And then in a few months it'll be healthy 2014, and it's just a healthy lifestyle. That's what I'm promoting. And then the final drawer, the biggest drawer, is full of socks. It's just all socks. That's real. Look at these socks right here. I know they can't see it.
So right
Maybe
now,
we'll take a picture of this.
I should take a picture of this because you're wearing Jordan 4s, Jordan 5s,
right? Yep.
and then you're wearing like a light camo print sock.
Yeah, with red detailing on the top.
Yeah, with the red. Yeah, I am gonna take a picture.
Yeah, you gotta get it because socks are important, man. It's a part of the whole presentation of being a gentleman. Every year I'm working towards being a better man, and
with camo socks helps that process.
Yeah, man. Details. The pocket square game is stepping up right now too. As you mentioned, my new show, Movie Night, which airs on E! Friday nights at 5:30 p.m. and it re-airs all over the weekend. So you have no excuse, PBR if you haven't seen it.
Wait, are you gonna wear a tux on every show? I know you wear suits, but are you wearing like tux like what you wore on the red carpet like during the Toronto International Film Festival?
Nah, I think like my go-to look, where like if somebody was to think of me, like what I want them to picture in their mind is me in a suit with a nice pocket square, a nice pair of socks, and what you call it, and a button-up shirt with no tie. That's my look. That's my overall. That's me right there. Fancy, casual, fun, flexible. Just trying to be a gentleman out here, man.
So, how many? I mean, that works, but from like so. Much Music, when we will circle back to Love T.O for sure. So Much Music, the Music Video Awards, the red carpet, you're like black and white classic look.
Right.
What I saw of your stuff at the film festival, black and white classic look.
Right.
The first episode I saw of Movie Night, classic black. Like it's like
no, Movie Night was all blue.
It was blue. Oh, because I couldn't. It looked black.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez, are my eyes going?
No, it's okay. But you know what? I got a lot of compliments on that. I took a little bit of risk. I stepped outside of my
Dude, that's not something else. That's the same. I just gave you 3 outfits of the same thing. Style.
No, I'm talking about for the first episode though. This is something where
like a navy blue.
Yeah, it was a navy blue, but it like you got to look back. Check on my Instagram. You'll see like a real up close. It's like almost like a velvet blue bow tie, the blue dress shirt, the blue suit. With the blue pocket square.
Okay, maybe I saw the second episode then.
Blue shoes. Like, I'd never done that before because I don't ever want to look like Detroit player pimp. You know what I'm saying?
Just don't go on camera wearing red gaiters or green gaiters.
Nah, so I think, like, yeah, I mean, that was something I tried different, but I just love wearing suits. That's, like, probably one of the most exciting thing about this new job is that every week I'm going to have a brand new fly suit.
Yeah, your game is proper. Like, your style game is proper.
I feel like I'm just starting, man. It's about to go down.
So, T-Rex, how did you make the transition from hosting Rap City, where you can wear whatever, to Movie Night on E? So you're at Rap City on Much Music, and now you jump to Movie Night on E. But before that, there was... you did some stuff on the red carpet for was it for E-Talk or was it also for E?
No,
I saw a photo of you interviewing Idris Elba.
That's for E. That's for my new show. E.
That's for okay. So that clip hasn't aired yet, or has it?
They showed a bit of it. They didn't show the entire interview yet
because his Mandela is not coming out for a couple of months.
So
right?
A lot of the things that I did during TIFF you won't see until the coming months, just because we have to respect the studio,
of course, and the release date of the movie, etc.
Right, but I got some really good. I mean, we can get into TIFF too in a bit, but I had some really good interviews, real good. The transition, if you want to know about the transition,
yeah.
For me, it's super easy because I went from being in a position where on television every week I would be sharing all of my favorite songs and music with the viewers who I refer to as my friends, because I think the best approach for me is like excuse me, the best approach for me is like how it happens on a daily. How it happens on a daily is like you get a new song that you heard and it's like, and you feel like, oh my god, I love this song. You email your buddy the link, or you send a text message like, yo, you heard this yet? Or somebody jumps in your car and you're like, hold on, I want to play this. No, I got to play this. And those are the best times because like you both got something to share, you both got something to talk about.
And you're excited about something.
And you're excited about it. So this is how I approached Rap City, which was, yo, wait till you guys hear this. Like some shows, I would start off the show and I would just be smiling from ear to ear because I felt like the viewers, as soon as they tuned in, they just got to my house and I was just like, yo, listen to what I got for you this week. It's crazy. There's a video for this new A$AP Rocky song, and everyone was like, "What? This new?" Like right away, people would be tweeting like, "Oh, I didn't even know there's a video for that yet." And like in a day and time where you can access anything on the internet before we can get it to air.
Yeah, on TV, of course.
You know, it was rewarding. It felt great. It was gratifying to be able to still have those kind of conversations with the viewers that were watching. Like, yo, I love this. And also, like, again, we talked about, like, you know, you get in your friend's car or you get an email from your friend with this song and they're super excited and you're super excited. Well, that's the reason. That's what makes a good host, is like making his viewers get excited even for a video that they already seen. Because now you're seeing it in a different light. It's being presented to you in a different way, or in a different sort of passion behind it, or even a cool story behind it. Because I don't care how much times you've seen it on the internet. You know, there's some people that just sit on the internet all day and they know everything that's going on the internet. That's great. However, we live this life. You know, you're always out and about. We actually live this life. So the story that I'm going to say to lead up to this video is not going to have you looking at this video completely different. You're going to, there's pieces in that video that you didn't know nothing about.
Right, because you do have a special connection to behemoth in music, which we can get to later.
OVO for life.
Which we'll get to later. But
So the
transition, please.
So the transition is basically that same approach that I had with sharing my music on Rap City is the same thing I'm going to do with movie night, because here's the thing. I am not a movie critic or an expert, or do I want to be. I am a movie lover. I love movies just as much as I love music. So I'm going to do the same thing, because we still have the access. I'm still going to be chatting with the filmmakers. I'm going to be chatting with the actors and the actresses. I'm seeing these movies months before they come out, before there's even a commercial about them.
Yeah.
I already know about it. I've already sat down with the filmmaker, all that stuff. So I'm actually going to just be I'm going at it the same way I went about it with the music, but now it's movies.
Now it's movies. I like the little debate thing you guys had. I've only seen
pieces.
I've seen one episode, and it was kind of towards the end of the episode where you and your co-host Leah Miller were you guys were having was it Batman versus
Deep Focus. So that segment is so fun.
Yeah, that seems like you guys are just talking like lovers of film,
right? As
opposed to like presenting like, hey, this is this project, but now it's like you get a conversation about wherever you want to go, because the film universe is giant, as big as our universe.
Hey, I have a question for you real quick.
Yes, sir.
Showtime.
What about Showtime?
That's something you used to do, no? About sport movies?
Yeah. How do you know that?
You mean how do I know that, brother?
Yeah, but
I'm
that was
a
like
fan of yours. You realize that, right? Come on, man, stop this.
That was way
back.
Yeah, that was when I was
NHL lockout.
Yeah, I was at Sportsnet at the time, and Rob Hines, who was a producer at MTV, was we only did like 6 or 7 of these things where I review.
What did you say, Rob Hines?
Rob Hines, yeah.
No, Rob's with me now.
Yeah, but Rob was at Sportsnet at the time.
Okay.
And then Rob left when MTV Canada launched, and he used to write on or produce, I think, MTV Live with Darren, and was it Jesse and Darren or
How about he created Movie Night?
Rob Hines did.
Yeah.
Okay, well then shout out to Rob Hines.
That's my producer now.
So yeah, we did the one of the things I can remember from Movie Night is it was like a Rocky anniversary, came out like a box set, so we did a bit, and then I ate 5 eggs in a row.
Oh.
Like 5 raw eggs just down the hatch, because Rocky did it in one of the movies, and I didn't. I was close to I was like nanoseconds away from throwing up, but I didn't throw up. I should have actually just let the moment be and then throw up on camera, because it would have made for better TV, but thankfully I didn't, because I think my mom would have.
I almost threw up just now listening.
Just listening to it?
So gross.
So you okay, so our first encounter, I don't think you're going to remember this.
No.
But was in around 2007.
Okay.
At the time, Chris Bosh was a Toronto Raptor, and Baron Davis played for the LA Clippers, okay? And Baron Davis is one of the first basketball players, perhaps one of the first athletes to really embrace the digital space, like making videos.
Right.
And I think he had a blog, like Gilbert Arenas, when he was with the Washington Wizards, had his Agent Zero blog, where it was like unfiltered, like stream of consciousness, like from his brain. It was amazing access into one of the NBA's great scorers at the time. So Baron Davis, who has a studio, he made a documentary called Bloods and Crips, which is amazing. But he's like, he went to high school with like Angelina Jolie. Like he comes, and I can't remember the name of maybe it's like Hollywood High or whatever. Anyway, so Baron Davis and Chris Bosh had challenged each other to make these videos.
Right.
So there was like an issue that they put out these videos on YouTube. Say, hey, we're gonna do like 6 of these videos this year. So the first one, so Bosh and his crew spoke to us at the Score. I'm like, okay, we're gonna help them make these videos. And the first one we made was like this kung fu-esque video where Bosh was gonna beat the crap out of Baron Davis. So then so we're at this boxing gym in like Parkdale or something, and then you walk in.
Claire and Dufferin.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
So you walk in, and then you had a beard, like Baron Davis had a beard at the time, and then you were our Baron Davis. So then Bosh was doing this, miming, like you speaking Japanese or Chinese or something, and then, there's I was trying to find the video on YouTube yesterday. I couldn't find it. I got to call one of my friends to see if I can get it and post it somewhere. But so that was the first time that I saw you. And you were playing Baron Davis in the video, and Bosh like kicks your butt. And in the video, I'm like sweeping up in the gym. I'm like the, got the dry mop and just cleaning up.
Yeah,
but that was my first time. And I don't think anything ever happened with those videos. I don't think they ever Bosh released that one, and I'm not even sure if Baron Davis released a response, but they were supposed to do 6 that year, and it didn't happen. Bosh actually went on to do a bunch of videos. He was like he's part of that group and one of the first athletes to embrace his digital presence. He used to review gadgets.
Yeah.
He used to have like Chris Bosh TV and do like these characters. Like he was kind of he was out there as far as doing character stuff.
He loved just making anything, anything with a comedic tone to it. He was always trying to be funny and whatnot. Yeah, shout out to Chris Bosh, man. People always get on him, but he was a good friend of mine. Was a good friend of mine while he was here, and I still got.
How did you meet Chris?
Chris Bosh. How did I meet Chris Bosh? I feel like at that point in my life, I met all the Raptors at some point, because I was like the party guy. So people would be like, yo, hit up T-Rex if you want to go to a party. Like, he knows where all the hottest parties are and the hottest party favors and whatnot. So I think that's how I met Chris.
And then, who did you form close relationships with, athletes-wise? Because people ask me that same question because I am with athletes all the time. Yeah. But you as throwing parties, it's like a different dynamic because I'm doing things on TV, and then we might hang out afterwards. But generally, our transaction is for the TV, and yours is in a different way.
Yeah, my jeez, man, oh man, some of my favorites. I guess the closest I've been with, definitely Vince Carter. I used to run a basketball camp called Concrete Hoops, which we did here in Toronto. We ran the camp also in Brazil and Africa and whatnot.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
Well, let's know. Wait, okay, but tell me about that. Get into this camps, and then I definitely want to hear about Brazil because I'm fascinated with this woman on Instagram named Gracie Ann Barbosa.
It's not a myth. It's not a myth, player.
You haven't even seen who I'm talking about. This woman's body is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I know that's an overused expression, but it actually is. On Instagram, it's Gra Official, and I messed this up the other day on My Guy Mondays, but it's GRAOFICIAL. Okay. Gracie Ann Barbosa. All she does is post workout pics.
Jeez,
and her lower half is like she could do squats for days.
Jeez. Miley Cyrus, shout out.
Oh no, Miley Cyrus, come on, what's wrong? Miley Cyrus is the opposite of this woman.
Okay, wait, Vince Carter. That was my homie. So the reason why I brought up the basketball camps is because I was working for him. I was working for the Vince Carter Basketball Academy, running his basketball camps. And after 2 or 3 years of coaching his camps, I was doing my own. And he would.
So what years are this? Is this 2003, 2004, 2005?
Yeah, this is
where?
Which? I moved back to Toronto in 03. So this is definitely 03, definitely 04. 05 was
I think he left in 06.
Yeah.
I think, if I can remember correctly.
But he would donate pretty much everything from his camp so that we had Gatorade, balls, basketballs for the kids to keep and take home. He was so good to us. And him and I, during his camp, what we would do is at the end of the day, me and him would have a dunk contest. Yeah, so I would be.
You could dunk?
Yeah, I played NCAA basketball.
What do you mean? Where?
Oh my goodness, I played my freshman year at a JUCO in Texas.
What was it called?
Frank Phillips College.
Okay.
And
Guy, aren't you like 6'1"?
I'm 6'2", and I
You're 6'2" in the program. You're not.
I'm 6'2" in the program. That's what I go by. So, hey, I've been saying
in socks, you're like 5'11" and a half.
Yeah, no. See, and then I did, and then I transferred to a school, a D2 in Michigan called Hillsdale.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I can hoop.
Okay.
Yeah, so like at the end of the day, me and Vince would always do this dunk contest because I could put my elbows in the rim. I could do
Really?
Yeah,
oh, I mean, you have like crazy hops.
Yeah, I could do
like Steve Francis hops. Remember that dude could fly.
That's my dude. I graduated from a high school in Baltimore, Maryland, so Steve Francis is my guy. Like
they won it. What in 2000 did they win? No, that was Juan Dixon and Steve Blake. Sorry. Yeah,
that's my boy too. But yeah, no. So me and Vince had a really, really good relationship. Even when he moved to New Jersey, my partner Lo from One Love T.O, he would always take care of Lo. Lo went down there and coached the camps out there. Yeah, like even to this day, like we want to go to like a Brooklyn Nets game. One of his guys is still affiliated with it, so we're good. Like we get tickets. Vince is my guy. I like Vince a lot. We party together. We work together. He donated a whole bunch of stuff to like.
What's your relationship like now?
Oh, I haven't talked to him in a minute.
But what's a minute? Like years?
Yeah.
Like how many years? Like 5, 6?
No, actually, no. The last time I spoke to him was.
Like even via text.
Yeah. Last time I spoke to him was probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Yeah. But he's cool people. We just, we're different routines. He's over there doing his thing. I'm out here doing my thing.
So Vince Carter, Chris Bosh, who else have you become close with?
Amir Johnson, of course.
Right.
He's
Were you there that day when him and Drake and Bieber ran hoops at the Air Canada Center?
Yeah.
So you were part of that, like.
In the cut.
Right. Were you with Amir that night, or were you with Drake that night?
No, I was with Drake that night.
And then he's like, "Hey man, let's just go run some hoops."
Well, yeah. I think,
how did it happen?
Who put that together? I want to say shout out to maybe Hottie for putting that together. Hottie from One Method. I think because he rolls real tight with Amir.
Yeah.
He's also really good friends with Drake.
Are you one of those dudes that always has like a pair of sneakers like in your car for those or I mean you probably wear kicks a lot, but you can't. I mean, you're wearing Jordan 5s right now, but you wouldn't hoop in those.
No, absolutely.
Those are for just
positively not. No.
So, but are you one of those dudes that always has like just in case?
My condo's right downtown. At that point that night, I lived upstairs.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
lived on top of the Air Canada Center.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That was one of those ones, but. Yeah, there's been lots of cool nights in that gym. Me playing 1-on-1 versus J. Cole.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What other cool nights?
Shout out to Born Sitter. I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine last night, and she was she went to the Red Bull 3 Style. So 3 Style, for those of you guys who don't know, it's like a DJ battle, a DJ competition, which Red Bull has these events all over the world. And last night there was one in Toronto, and I was telling her how I still rate J. Cole's record as the best of 2013 because he was, and I have listened to Nothing Was the Same, Drake's record, and they're both very introspective and they both admit their faults. But I feel like on J. Cole's album, the first like 6 songs, he's like apologizing to his girlfriend for being a dirtbag, and I'm like, that takes a lot of courage to just air out your business for the world to know. Yeah. And Drake does it as well, not to the same kind of detail, not to one specific person. But Drake is also, he's very in tune with showing us his flaws, and actually like say, hey, he plugs into his heart, and then through that it comes through the mic, and then we get to experience part of his life, but also because music is the soundtrack of our lives. We relate it to our own lives, and Drake is very relatable on that sense as far as his vulnerability goes and his emotions go and all that sort of thing. Okay, the J. Cole record, I'm just going to put you on the spot. Where do you rate it this year as far as hip-hop albums go? Born Sinner.
Third.
Okay. So then what is the silver medal?
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. I think Kendrick came out in 2012. I think.
Sure?
I think.
I should know that. But I feel like...
but I'm not entirely sure. But okay, so but either way, okay, in this, say this music cycle, okay, Kendrick Lamar, and then what's number 1?
Nothing Was the Same.
Come on, you're too close to it though.
Nah.
You can't be objective.
I'll tell you why.
Okay, so for people who don't know, you have this. Okay, might as well get into it now. Okay, but tell me why Nothing Was the Same is the best album of 2013 for you.
Nothing Was the Same, definitely best album of the year because
so far, because we haven't heard Big Sean's and we haven't heard Eminem's and Andre 3000. Oh, his is 2014. But sorry, keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, so far, with Drake's new album, it's the reason why I love it so much is because this comes at a time. This album comes out at a time where, and I don't know how we forgot about the Magna Carta, but
Magna Carta's not in the top 5.
no, it's there. You gotta listen.
Okay, well then let's argue about it.
Okay, we can. But I think that this album, this September 24th release, came at a time where everyone, like, not even just hip hop. For the last couple of years, it's been sort of hip hop's sort of Achilles heel, whereas now it's everybody's problem where they have to have all these collaborations on your album. It's a common question to ask. Well, who's on the album? Oh, I've got this person featured, this person featured, this person.
I got
featured,
2 Chainz, I got Big Sean. Yeah,
So,
2 Chainz is like the feature king.
Yeah, so
Rick Ross.
so everybody does that now. Like even if you go, like if we go to Miley Cyrus or Katy Perry or whoever, everybody's got all these collaborations and these features on their album, and that's cool. But I think it's cool, especially when there's like this mix of genres of music and there's a fusion. That's cool. However, the reason why I rate and respect and admire and love this album so much is because in a time where that's what's hot, that's what's going on, this man has like 3 features.
So he brought it back to the basics.
He brought it back to the basics, and he brought it back to the basics of who he is,
right?
As an artist. So a lot of people are like, oh, I like him better when he sings. I like him better when he raps. But he did what he felt like doing on this album, which is a bit of both. So there's some songs where he's rapping, all of a sudden he breaks into a dope harmony, or and I love it because I feel like he talks about so many different things. The subject matter is like the range of the subject matter on this album is so crazy that there's something for everyone on this album to connect to relate to, and yeah, and especially at a time where everybody just wants to hate. Everybody just wants to be like, nah, it wasn't that good. Take Care was better. It's like, nah, come on, listen to the album again. Say that again.
So which songs on this record are the ones that you really that you relate to, or the ones that speak to you?
Oh man, okay.
You know what I mean?
So it keeps changing every day. It's so crazy. Like, okay, first it was because I'm the party guy. I like to party. It was 305 to My City. So I was just like, oh my God, 305 to My City. And I was just like going nuts, right? However, I still love that song. But then I started, everybody was talking about the language. And what he's saying in there and what he's talking about is like, it's just crazy. And he's just talking about like, now you're speaking my language. And I just love the way he played that. And it's just something that everybody says every day. Like, yeah, now you're talking my language. Now you're speaking my language, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But you take that and you explore it a little further in terms of like what that means. Like, that's something that you just say without much thought, and he put some thought into it and turned it into a great song, and provokes a lot of different thought for you. I love Connect. That's probably the song that I connect to the most. There's a line where he says, you were supposed to learn to love people and use things, not the other way around. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. I love Furthest Thing. And when he's talking about, he's the furthest thing from perfect.
Right. That I feel is very vulnerable. Like, that's a...
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm the furthest thing from perfect, like everyone I know.
Like everyone I know, yes. Yeah, I was just listening to that last night.
I love that. And that song is produced by a kid here in Toronto from Scarborough.
Who?
Hagler Tyrant. His name is Hagler Tyrant on Twitter and on Instagram. But that just changed that kid's life. That kid is a kid that I've known for a couple years now. He's just been working, just making these beats. And Drake fell in love with the beat. I don't even really know the story as to how it came about, but it don't matter to me. I'm so happy just to see that kid on there. And like, Hold On, We're Going Home, the newest act on OVO, which is Majid Jordan. These 2 kids are from
the producers.
Nah, Majid's a singer.
Oh, I thought
Jordan
they
is a
produced the
producer.
track.
Jordan's a producer. Majid's a singer on it.
Oh,
so
okay.
you've seen them perform on Ellen DeGeneres and a couple other shows lately, and you see Majid actually performing. And in the new video for Hold On, We're Going Home, you see Majid as well in there. He's just a great person and a great talent. So I'm just so happy for him to finally get his shine and be a part of this album. And there's so much Canadian talent on there. And the thing that I love about it is, remember what I was saying, there's hardly any collabs.
Yeah, that's
Jay-Z's
true.
on the album.
Yeah, Pound Cake.
And then
Is her name Janae?
oh yeah,
That's my
gosh.
favorite song called From Time.
From Time.
That's my favorite song on the record. That's the one I
that
play.
song is heavy.
I can't sing it. I'm terrible, but that's my favorite song. For some reason that's the one that I connect
And
to.
it'll change the more you listen to it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because there's just lines in there that you pick up, or every time you listen to it, you're just like, oh my god, that was.
And the Wu-Tang song is pretty dope. It's yours.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, what about Too Much?
too much. Yeah.
Featuring Sappho, like this.
Yeah.
Come on, just know. Honestly, all those people I just mentioned, they're all getting Grammys this year because that album was a Grammy award-winning album.
Okay, so what is the origin of your guys' relationship?
Myself and Drake.
Yeah.
We're friends.
But how did it start?
How did we meet? We met.
Like you were throwing parties at the.
Yeah, this is exactly how I met. This is how I met Drake too. I think he was probably a bit young to be in the club, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe even, but this is like his Degrassi days. Like
So
towards
wait,
the end of his
So
Degrassi
Far
days.
Gone came out in 08, right?
Yeah.
Ish?
No, 09.
09?
Mm-hmm.
And then what was the first big? What was the mixtape that blew up like on the the one before So Far? There was one.
No, it was So Far Gone that really took him to
Right,
like,
yeah,
to
with
that
like
level.
Successful,
That's how
Best I Ever Had, like those big ones, yeah. But there was
Room for Improvement.
was it Underground Kings?
Room for Improvement.
Room for Improvement, excuse me. Room
Yeah.
for Improvement, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys just met at the. Do you remember?
Comeback season even.
Oh yeah, maybe that was it.
Comeback season, yeah. No, I mean when comeback season came out, I helped put the CDs into the little cases.
Oh, actually?
Yeah. No, these are my peoples. Day one. Like me and 40 used to share an office together
Where?
at the Remix Project.
Ah. So tell people what the Remix Project is.
All right, so the Remix Project is basically it's a program for youth, and there's a few different academies within the Remix Project. You have the Academy of Business, the Creative Arts Academy, and then the Music Academy. And what it is you work with these youth from 6 to 9 months on their plan. So first you start off with like a 6-month plan. You figure out where exactly they are, where their interests lie, and what kind of help they're looking for. And you create this 6-month plan with them, and you teach them the fundamentals of whatever their field is. So I used to run the business program there, so I would teach them, just basic business fundamentals, like even if it was just like grant writing or registering their business, or just even simple research skills, like depending on where the young person was and where exactly they wanted to go. So our big thing was teaching them short-term goals and using those as sort of like stepping stones to reach their long-term goals. So
this is an office where youth and we're talking like kids that don't come from the best situations, right?
Yeah,
Kids that are like at risk. Some of them were at risk, but others just didn't have these outlets to grow creatively.
What's listed as the priority neighborhoods and whatnot. Cool. Because the reason why I kind of like flinched when you said at risk, because I feel like in all my years of working with youth, and I've put in a lot of time of working with these youth, I feel like any young person, no matter how much money their parents may have in their bank account or lack thereof, whatever their situation is, whether they live in an affluent neighborhood or in the hood, any young person that doesn't have direction is at risk.
Okay, I agree.
So
I agree.
But yeah, so we work with these amazing kids, and
also at the office, Gavin is like the force behind. What's Gavin's last name again?
Shepard.
Gavin Shepard is one of the forces behind the Remix Project. I know Drex. What's Drex's real name?
Derek Jankar.
Jankar, because I only know his name. And then Brian Brock, one of your collaborators on Love T.O. And does Giancarlo work?
Yeah, Lo runs the my old program, the Academy of Business.
Okay, so like those are some.
You'd be happy to know that he's now expanded what I started, and he's expanded to now it's sport business as well.
Oh, he has.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. You should talk to him about it.
I should. I definitely need some. I need some direction in my own life.
No, I didn't mean like that. I meant more else.
No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not
For
even kidding.
Young people.
Okay, so you guys. Okay, so 40 or Noah.
Noah Shabib, aka 40.
So you and him shared an office. Was just Noah working on the music academy?
Yeah, Noah was running. Noah is Drake's main producer, engineer, the magician behind the beautiful sound of each mixtape and album that's come out. And yeah, so him and I used to run I ran the business program, he ran the music program, and yeah, there's been a lot of beautiful things that have come from that time in our lives where we used
what year is this? Like what
we're talking about, like 07, 08, 09. Those couple years were like magical. Future the Prince,
Drake's DJ,
also Drake's manager now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, Future the Prince was in my program trying to basically get some support for the business behind his DJing at that point. Yeah, so there's a lot that has come from that. Hagler, who I mentioned that produced From Time, for this thing.
Yeah.
Remix participant that was in 40's program. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. There's a lot.
So wait, that's like a you know, the Babylonian garden of creativity. Like you guys are just have all these young people flourishing into, you know, these beautiful artists in various ways, whether it's music or it's art or if it's business. It's the Remix Project.
We have a lot of we have a lot,
and you know, and for like the sports fans or people from Toronto, like Dave Boland, a lot of his charitable
family,
a lot of his charitable efforts, which people wouldn't generally associate with Dave Boland because he's such a gritty hockey player, but his yearly golf tournament, a big part of the proceeds goes to the Remix Project. It speaks to what you guys do as One Love T.O. as a brand, which is just like you're taking all these different elements and you're fostering creativity and you're just celebrating the you know, positivity and creativity through, you know, all these different channels. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
I don't mean to get so melodramatic. Okay, let's just talk about girls.
Oh, let's do it. wait, hold up. Before we get into the girls.
Okay.
I just want people to understand, like, no matter where you're from, it doesn't really matter if you're from Toronto or not. There's a message within what we're doing with One Love T.O. that I feel is applicable to anybody wherever you are, because the idea is subscribing to a mentality where you realize the benefits in a real cultural exchange, not just in a situation where you're just tolerating people, like, oh yeah, I know that black guy, I know this I know this Jewish kid, like I know, I don't really eat Indian food. I know where you can get it though. Like instead of
shout out to butter chicken and naan bread.
Oh, Lord of mercy, it's so good. But like for us, it's like we want to show people, we want to highlight the benefits of an actual exchange, because instead of shying away from things, you embrace them. Once you embrace them, you start to learn so much more. And I feel like we learn these things at a very young age with show and tell. You know, you might know little Nicole or little Andrew in your class as, you know, as a friend of yours in class, but as soon as show and tell came around, you're like, oh, I didn't know your grandfather was in the war.
Right.
I didn't know that you guys did this as a family. Oh, I didn't know anything about that. And you start to learn, as you learn more about individuals, you also get to learn more about the world. And as you learn more about the world and you start to share, and there's actually this exchange, because that's, to me, is like the most beautiful thing, is when there's an actual exchange. Once you get to that, like, I mean, it's endless of where your knowledge and your experiences can go from there. So that's really where the idea of One Love T.O. is, just celebrating the diversity of our city and embracing that and sharing that with the world. So that's what One Love T.O. is. We show off. Basically, we're just showing off Toronto through fashion, through music, through community initiatives, food, all that.
And one way that you guys have shown off Toronto, which I've shown off to many girls that I've brought to your parties.
True.
You guys have what was called the Shuffle Party.
Oh, yeah.
So the Shuffle Party, and I've explained this I brought so many different people to your Shuffle Party. So basically the concept is this, to my understanding. you guys have a couple of DJs, and the DJs play the music as though you're listening to an iPod shuffle. So there's so many varieties of genres of music and the tempos of the music. So it's like a pretty insane party. Everybody's dancing, everybody's having a good time. You're on the mic, and you know, I know it started at Revival and then it moved uptown, like to Midtown, and like honestly, probably, and Justin Mulligan is one of my, Justin Mulligan and RT are two of my road dogs. Shout out to Devo Brown and RJ Andrews, who are also part of the crew that we go to these shuffle parties. But honestly, we've probably taken over 150 different girls to your parties, and it's always the last Friday of the month.
Yes.
So it's only 12 times a year.
Yes.
So like we've exposed so many different people to essentially the One Love T.O. experience through these shuffle parties.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're
and
welcome.
and shout out to Arthur. And so Justin Mulligan did this, and he's on. He appears on My Guy Monday sometimes. There's like this big cup. It's like, and the bowl is bigger than the Stanley Cup. It's like I don't know. It's like it's probably like twice the size of the bowl of the Stanley Cup, and then all kinds of beverages, let's say, go into this bowl, and then adult beverages go into this bowl, and it's usually punctuated by a whole lot of Red Bull. And I always make sure I'm the first to get in, because I've drank from the Stanley Cup, and the first time I drank from the Stanley Cup, I made a mistake.
What?
This is the mistake that I made. It was when the Detroit Red Wings were celebrating in 2008. They beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm in the dressing room, and there are like 100 dudes in this dressing room. There are so many dudes. There's a team, there's friends and family, the coaches, the PR staff, and then just media.
Right.
And by the time the Stanley Cup comes around to me, and it was Chris Osgood, who was the goaltender for the Detroit Red Wings at the time. We had formed a great relationship, and he asked me if I wanted to drink from the Stanley Cup. I'm like, of course. I have no business drinking from the Stanley Cup because I put in absolutely zero work for this privilege.
Right.
He pours some liquor into the thing, some beer into the cup. He hoists it to my mouth, and I drink from it. But Tyrone, I didn't wipe the rim. So after 100 dudes had been drinking from Lord Stanley's cup, then I go and put my lips, which have no business being on that cup, on the cup. So that is so then
mono. That's how you get mono.
That's how you get a lot of things. And so I was reminded afterwards by a guy named Darren McCarty. McCarty's like, Cabbie, did you drink from the cup? I'm like, yeah. Did you wipe the rim first? I'm like, no. And he's like, come on, bro. Or, come on, bud. You got to wipe the rim first. It's like you're making out with the whole room. And I was like, oh, my gosh. I was so worried for the next few days. But everything worked out okay. But so anyway, so this cup at the shuffle parties, it has this bowl. And I want to thank you for that. So, okay, so one omission to your list of the top 3 records of 2013 is Yeezus.
Oh,
and
geez. How did I forget?
Did you see or listen to the interview with Kanye and Zane Lowe, the BBC One interview?
All right, so I caught onto this a little bit late, so I didn't actually see the entire the BBC interview. I just saw a clip of it.
Yeah. Kanye was being Kanye, and it was glorious.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. Like, that's the Kanye that I'm used to by now. It doesn't shock me.
Right.
The things that he was saying were new and were nuts, but it was Kanye. That's what I like.
Kanye always, this is one thing that I guess some people rub some people the wrong way. I guess I'll get your opinion on it. He asserts his greatness. So Kanye tells everybody how great he is and reminds everybody how great he is.
Right.
But by telling people you're great, it doesn't necessarily mean you're great.
No.
How do you feel about that? And does that take away from his perceived or actualized greatness?
I think that if he wasn't great and still used this approach, nobody would even hear him.
Right, it wouldn't ring true.
The only reason why he gets away with this stuff is because he is great. He's not a god, as he says. He's not Tupac, as he says. he is probably one of the biggest rock stars on the planet right now.
He says he is the biggest.
Yeah, I will say he is probably one of them. In the essence of what a rock star is, he kind of is. You know, when someone's a genius
or insane, genius insanity.
Yeah, and also like just being not normal. He's not a normal person. He's like this super artistic person that comes off as nuts, because that's really what he is at times. But you know, Kanye can say whatever he wants, and I just take it with a grain of salt.
After the BBC interview with Zane Lowe was posted on YouTube, you can hear the full. It's a full hour conversation. Zane Lowe gets all the biggest artists in music. He's amazing. Like, he's like the only guy that Frank Ocean talks to is Zane Lowe. Like, it's him, and then Tim Westwood is the other guy in the UK who also gets huge artists to come by his show.
Right.
So in this, so after that airs, and Kanye has a bunch of quotables like of the rock stars, I'm the biggest one, I know how to make perfection. He says a bunch of things. So then Jimmy Kimmel spoofed this interview with Zane Lowe using these two like 8-year-old actors, these kids.
Right.
And they're both, and it's hilarious because they're both drinking milkshakes. So then Kanye got wind of this, and Kanye saw it yesterday, and then Kanye went. He was heated, to say the least, on Twitter. Everything was in caps. He was just like eviscerating Jimmy Kimmel, saying that Sarah Silverman was funnier, and that Jimmy Kimmel hadn't had good in a while.
And he looked like SpongeBob.
Yeah, he looked like Sponge. And
he kind of does look like SpongeBob. That picture that Kanye tweeted about Kimmel.
Yeah.
Was so funny because he kind of did the SpongeBob SquarePants picture look like Jimmy Kimmel.
So here's the thing. So like, I guess because Jimmy Kimmel had him and his writing staff pranked all of North America with that greatest twerk fail video where the girl is dancing. It's like 37 seconds. She falls onto a glass table. She sets herself on fire. It was later revealed that she was a stunt woman. So like that just happened a week ago.
Right.
Okay. So then this just comes out of nowhere. So I am a little bit skeptical. I'm thinking like this could be a prank, and if it is a prank, then it's well orchestrated. But how do you see it?
I don't think this is a prank. I really don't think it's a prank. Jimmy Kimmel is not due for another prank. He got us all really good with that one. Like there was no way I thought that twerking video was a prank.
Me too. I thought it was 100% real.
100% real. And so he's not due for another prank. Also, Kanye's sensitive. And he thought that him and Jimmy Kimmel were kind of friends, and Jimmy Kimmel's trying to, like, he plays this position right now. He's taking this position where he's, you know, like, hey man, Kanye, why are you so upset? But really, like, he went at Kanye more so before when he was just standing there talking, setting up the video.
Right. Yeah.
He was going at Kanye even worse.
Yeah, because he said Kanye called him, and then Kanye said you have two options: to either apologize publicly or. Right. Or that was basically his only option.
No, but he was like, he's like, there was an interview on BBC with Kanye, and he says that, you know, he's the greatest rock star on the planet. Yeah, I guess whatever planet he's living on.
Right.
Like,
yes. So that's another shot. Yes.
I'm not even I don't even think Kanye's worried about the video. The video's not even that funny with the two kids. That's all right. It's cool.
I thought it was funny.
It's cool, but whatever. But it's not as funny as the setup.
Right.
What he said in that minute or minute and a half leading up to airing that video for the first time on his show, that was funny.
See, I guess, I mean, yes, he is sensitive, and I guess, you know, it's an endearing quality to be self-deprecating. Right. For instance, Justin Bieber just earned 1,000 points because he did that video with Zach Galifianakis on Funny or Die just yesterday or 2 days ago. And Zach Galifianakis takes so many shots at Bieber in his Zach Galifianakis way, and Bieber just takes it. But Bieber understands that, hey, like, that I can make fun of myself too. And by Galifianakis taking these shots at him, it's like, okay, like, we see that you have a humorous side, even though you've been acting a little immature recently. That's still endearing. Kanye doesn't possess that.
No, not at all. And which, he's the furthest thing from perfect, like everyone I know. No, but here's the thing. Like that's Kanye's biggest thing. Kanye's biggest thing is he's never understood the concept of exercising humility. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true. That's your humility. Yeah, that is not.
It's not. At this point, it's not what he can do. Like, and it's annoying, but like, I don't know, if you like his music or whatever, you kind of just like ignore the rest of the stuff, or just you take it for entertainment.
So yeah, that's true. That is true.
You know, you take it for entertainment because, like, it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with all the things that he proclaims. You know, it's like, who cares?
Is it interesting that he calls himself, he wants to be Michael Jackson, or he calls himself like the next Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson was maybe the most humble superstar ever.
Yeah, it's
like
silly.
Michael Jackson was
he
like
called himself Tupac. That I'm just like, what? I don't get it. What's the correlation between you and Tupac?
I think recently I read that because Tupac he had a F the world attitude, which Kanye embraces, but also Tupac spoke on issues of consciousness, like Brenda's Got a Baby, Dear Mama. Like, he was introspective, but also cared about his people. And Kanye is, you know, a big part of that interview with Zane Lowe. He was saying that, like, you know, race is still an issue in these high art circles. I went to Fendi with oh yeah, and that was the other thing he said. He said, I went to Fendi 6 years ago. Virgil is the brand manager for Donda and like his artistic director or whatever, with a black leather pant 6 years ago, and they rejected and they kept touring it down. How many dudes you see walking around right now with a black leather pant? Justin Bieber, for one. So
Tyrone.
So you wear black leather pants?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
100%.
What do you mean? Black leather jogging suit pant.
It's just the style. It's just the cut. It's not actual, like, it's obviously not.
So like, but it's like kind of MC Hammerish.
Oh, no, I don't wear those ones.
With like the low crotch.
Nah, I don't do that.
Oh, okay. The Justin Bieber rocks that.
Oh, yeah, the drop crotch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kanye.
Do you like beefs in general? Like when you see public beefs, like, okay, so right now it's Jimmy Kimmel versus Kanye West, and I hope that Jimmy Kimmel can get Kanye on his show at some point. I'm sure they're working on it. It might take 2 years to do it, but maybe. But okay, so are you you know, when beefs? Okay, you're due. I don't want to bring that one up.
No.
Okay, yeah. But the latest one that's, I think, fabricated is this one with Dwayne Wade and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that one. I
So,
won't lie.
So Kevin Durant was interviewed by some guy on some on a news cycle, a sports channel that people hadn't really heard. So he was there to promote what he's doing with Degree.
Okay.
And the interviewer asked him about SI's recent poll about the top 10 basketball players in the league. On this top 10, you know, Kevin was number 2, LeBron was number 1, Kobe was number 9.
Kobe was number 9.
Kobe was number 9.
All right, this list is obviously wrong.
Okay, wait. So Dwayne Wade. I wish I could. Can I tell your Kobe story? Okay, no, I can't. Okay, fine. So
shout out to Kobe Bryant. That's another good friend of mine. Shout out to Kobe, the man.
Yeah, I'm a card-carrying member of Team Kobe Bryant. So
he's the man.
So then the interviewer's like, well, who's off this list? And then Kevin Durant's like, well, James Harden needs to be on that list. And he's like, okay, well, if James Harden should be in that top 10, then who comes out? And he goes, Dwayne Wade. Wow. So and Dwayne Wade was at the number 8. So then Dwayne Wade, once he caught wind of that, he put out he wrote a handwritten letter about basically saying that he's going to have to show the league to respect him again. And he put it on Instagram. And then Kevin Durant tweeted, "Show me, don't tell me, don't tweet me." So that sparked for a couple days ago for people like, oh, but here's the thing. In a Gatorade commercial, maybe 8 months ago, there was this campaign about, I don't know if it was called The Nightmare, but in the commercial, Kevin Durant's playing and he gets blocked by Dwayne Wade at the rim. Kevin Durant wakes up out of a nightmare. The same commercial goes the other way. Dwayne Wade's playing, gets blocked at the rim by Kevin Durant or something like that, and then he wakes up out of his nightmare. So they have an affiliation with Gatorade. So because, you know, like the public's been duped so many times. We're now all the conspiracy theorists among us playfully are like, is there something behind this? So people have been theorizing that this is a ploy from by Gatorade.
I could see this one being a ploy. I hope it isn't, because Dwayne Wade is one of my favorite basketball players of all time, and I think there's.
He's 32 now, though, and he's lost his step.
Yeah, I know, I get that, but like just saying, like I love Dwayne Wade. Like, if anybody I've always wanted to, from when he was at Marquette, like just modeled my game after, just like that. Other than Kobe, it's Dwayne Wade.
Shout out to D Wade. He was one of my first best interviews.
So you know what? I wouldn't mind if this was a ploy, because that means he's still getting that Gatorade check. So shout out to
I wish it wasn't though. Because you know who wins? It's like even if Dwayne Wade takes the L or if Durant takes the L, the audience wins.
Of course,
sports fans win.
Of course, and I think a little NBA beef just to get ready for this new season. Nothing wrong with that. That's good.
What did you make of the beef? I know this is an old topic now, but Kendrick Lamar versus all of hip hop. What does that mean?
All of that. It means that Kendrick Lamar was my or is my second favorite rapper for 2013, 2012. Like
his album Good Kid, Mad City was number 2 for you.
Yeah, just even him as a person too. Like I interviewed him. I interviewed him a little while ago, and I interviewed him for probably let's say the interview went for 15 minutes. Then I sat there and chatted with him for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Like my publicist was like, "Hey, we gotta go." His people were like, "Hey, we kind of gotta go," and we just sat there and talked about race. We talked about violence within black communities, like in the inner city, in different cities, and how they parallel, and how we can learn from one another, and how the stories need to be told to inform and empower. We talked about clothes.
Where were you guys?
On the roof of this building, matter of fact.
So we're here in downtown Toronto at the Much Music building, the Chum building, on that patio upstairs, on the 5th floor.
On the 5th floor, on the patio. So the interview just went really cool, yeah, good interview,
but to get an hour more with someone, it's almost impossible now.
Yeah, I have some pretty good relationships in the whole hip hop industry with Drake. Obviously, that's Drake's my brother. Then you have J. Cole. Me and J. Cole, we play one-on-one anytime we see each other, no matter what city it is. It goes down. Big Sean, that's the homie, because I went to school in Hillsdale, which is just outside of Michigan. So I already knew some of his boys. Basically, I went to school with, who I am to Drake is who that guy is. My boy Dub is to Big Sean. So we already connected from the beginning. So I have some good relationships. ASAP, that's my peoples. But I really, from that one conversation, I really, really respected Kendrick Lamar. So when he came out with this track, I felt like he lost his cool, literally. He was he is one of the coolest guys in the rap game to me, but for that track he lost his cool.
And we're talking about the verse on Big Sean's song called Control, which also featured Jay Electronica.
He also lost control. He went off, but really, what did he say? He said a whole bunch of intergalactic stuff at the beginning, whatever, and then he said, I love all y'all, but I'm really trying to go at Big Sean and Drake and and
Jermaine Cole. He says
Jermaine Cole.
He gives his government
whoever.
name,
and I thought that was, I didn't really We've heard rap beefs. That's nothing to me. And everybody was like, "Yo, is your boy gonna respond?" And I was like, "Nothing was the same September 24th."
That's how you responded? Nothing was the same September 24th?
That's it.
Nothing was the same that day.
Nothing.
When that came out, when that verse leaked.
All that you know what? The only reason why I'm even mad at this Kendrick song, or the verse on Big Sean's song, is because it made all the guys that thrive off of that beef hip hop, they don't know how to make a good song. It just brought them back out of the woodworks, and it was cool in some instances.
Papoose and
okay, so listening to Papoose is cool, but now that Papoose has 17 new tracks, I'm like, oh, thanks Kendrick. I don't want to hear Papoose
what's
17
it?
times.
Cassidy.
Yeah, same. I don't want to hear Cassidy 17 times. Cassidy and Papoose, they're good at those kind of songs. Cool. Joel Ortiz, that was cool.
Love Joel Ortiz though.
That was cool too.
Love that dude.
But you know, there's just so many responses, and it's like, all right, he's not talking to you. He doesn't even know.
And
who
remember,
you are.
remember, it became a thing of who wasn't mentioned.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
should you feel disrespected because you weren't mentioned by Kendrick Lamar?
Because people love that stuff. People love the beef or whatever. But I honestly didn't feel like he said anything that crazy in that song. He didn't. Like I don't feel like he disrespected anybody. He said, "Yo, I want your fan base. I want your core fans to forget about you." He's, you know, I like that. It was.
I feel like it was a call to action. Like, hey, hip hop's been. Listen, I know we all love trap music, but like, it can't just be trap music. It can't just be we're not saying anything anymore.
Right. And I think that Kendrick, who is a lyricist, he is. He's so dope. I think the best thing that probably came from that whole song or that verse was really getting people to rap again.
Right. And one thing you mentioned, like being a lyricist, and it's the great thing about hip hop right now. The biggest stars are the guys that actually are feeding your mind with lyrics.
Isn't this
Kendrick,
beautiful?
J. Cole, Drake, Kanye. I don't think Jay-Z does that much anymore, which we can talk about the Magna Carta record. But those four guys who are like at the forefront of hip-hop and probably the most influential artists, maybe J. Cole is not on the other guys' list, and then M is about to drop. And then when Andre's record drops in 2014, like...
Now we're talking.
Andre 3000 is like what Louis C.K. is to comedians. Like Louis C.K. is like the comedian's comedian. Andre is like the rapper's rapper.
Yeah, Andre 3000 is my dream interview. I've never interviewed him. I've never met him. I
feel like you could for movie night though, because he dabbles.
Man, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for movie night, obviously the new gig, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know, we're about to have the TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, and I know we're about to be so busy, so I'm going through like, okay, what interviews do I want? What movies am I screening? I'm like trying to get at it first, you know. So Andre's set to play Jimi Hendrix.
That's right. Oh yeah, the movie screened here.
Yeah.
During TIFF.
So I was like, is this actually happening? Like, am I gonna get a chance to interview Andre 3000? Like, and he didn't come.
Oh,
yeah.
I think my boy Ari saw that, or that's too bad. That's where RT saw it. Ari and RT see like 20 or 30 movies during that 10-day stretch. Like the only guys that I know that are about the movies and not the scene. Yourself now included.
Well, because I was at.
So did you get to see the movie or no?
No, I didn't screen that movie because it conflicted with the movie that I had to do an interview for.
Which was what? Do you remember?
For Rush.
Oh, with Thor's brother.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Probably, I think, might have been my favorite movie of the entire festival.
Actually, really?
Yeah, man.
Did you see the Mandela movie?
I didn't.
You didn't see that one?
I didn't. Again, okay, the thing is with the Toronto International Film Festival is that it's so big now.
Huge.
And there's so many movies, so many interview opportunities, like be it on the carpet or the junket interviews.
Right.
I wanted more junket interviews, just being, you know, for my style, whatever. Even though I'm like the red carpet guy, because I'm new with this TV show, and I really want to give this new show my all. So I really wanted the junket. So I had to like really be strategic in terms of like what movies I got to watch. I didn't necessarily. Usually I would have just picked it based on like, oh, I really want to see this, like. But I picked it also on like which ones I could get guaranteed junkets for, so I could make better TV. So when I am on movie night, it's like not only did I see this movie, I spoke to the director, I spoke to the actors and the actresses involved, and we're giving our viewers real access. So I kind of like I took it for the team.
But you can also see the movies later.
Yeah, of course.
So the opportunity to speak to the cast or the writers or the directors is obviously what you made the right decision because you have access to them right then.
Right.
And the movies you can have access to later.
Yeah, exactly. So I've seen a lot of really cool movies during the film festival, but like I think Rush might have been my favorite.
Did you go to any of the parties? I got to get RT in here to tell talk about the time he went to the Thompson and he saw the movie 12 Years a Slave, which is Brad Pitt produced, and he was at a party with Brad Pitt.
Yes.
I was like, so did you see Brad Pitt? He's like, yeah. He was like right there. I'm like, That's BP. He's like one of the kings of Earth who you're looking at.
Brad Pitt was he was in Toronto for a while this festival, because I also seen him over on Dundas at this little restaurant. He just kind of snuck in.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You know what was really cool during the film festival was I did the red carpet for the Mandela. Last minute I ended up doing the red carpet for Mandela, and I got a chance to talk to Idris Elba and Naomi Harris, who plays Winnie Mandela in the movie. And that night we're at the WME party, which is like this big agency.
The William Morris. Yeah.
So so I'm there with Matt Babel. Shout out to Matt Babel.
Babel was on this podcast like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so shout out to Matt Babel. That's my homie, and we always do TIFF together because before I had any reason to be a part of TIFF, I would just be with him hanging out during all the TIFF festivities. So now that like we end up on the same red carpets and like, you know, it's kind of come together like this, I just hit him like, yo, where you at? All right, let's do it. You know? So we go to this party. We're jamming, you know, I'm two-stepping, we're having a good time, and I'm like, yo, this DJ is so good. I look over, it's Idris Elba DJ.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
Oh, that's dope.
I'm not kidding. This guy, so literally like 2 seconds after, I'm like, man, this DJ is really, really good. Like, this DJ's got everybody dancing. And usually film festival parties, it's not necessarily like...
No, it's not.
It's more
people aren't dancing. People are just standing around, staring at each other.
Who,
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Gonna drink some champagne, you know what I mean? But this party was different. People were dancing. Like, I was, sweat was coming from my forehead. I was dancing. I'm like, this DJ is so good. Look over, Idris Elba. I'm like, oh, wow. All right, super cool. He gives me, like, you know, the little salute.
Awesome.
And that was cool, because I had met him last year, so it was good. Like, yeah, it's good to come around like that.
I like to ask this question of people when I remember, so I'll ask this of you. By virtue of your relationships and where you've traveled, who's the most famous person that you've met?
The most famous person that I've met.
You shook the person's hand and you said, hello, my name is T-Rex, or my name's Tyrone.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm...
The most famous person that I've met. I don't know, Pierce Brosnan, or I don't know, Jay-Z. Like, who's more famous, James Bond or Jay-Z?
I think Jay-Z is more famous than Pierce Brosnan.
Okay, I would say so. Let me see, who else?
Where did you meet Jay-Z?
LeBron, I don't know, Kobe?
It's too bad you can't tell that story. It's a great story.
I can't tell that story.
I'm sorry to do that, audience. I'm sorry.
Sorry, another time.
Where did you meet Jay-Z?
How did I meet Jay-Z the first time? Let's see. Oh, all right, so check this out. So it was Halloween 2010.
Amazing.
Jay-Z brings out Drake on stage to perform a song at
the Air Canada Center. I went to that concert. It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So there was like a small group of us, and you know, obviously we were all super excited. I was there. I was standing like with his mom. Like, it was like a big deal, you know, because it's like, first of all, Jay-Z doesn't really bring anybody out. Secondly, to let them perform their own song, he performed successful.
That's right. Yeah.
So we were just like on cloud 99, you know, like we were happy. And so then as we're leaving, Drake's like, okay, yo, I'm rolling with Jay-Z. I'm gonna text you. And I'm like, all right, cool. He hits me and he goes, yo, we need to do an after party for Jay-Z. I'm like, right now? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, can you put something together in 45 minutes?
Whoa.
He's like, we're going somewhere first, and then I want to be able to be like, you know, we have a party for you. I'm like, I'm on it. So I go back to Drake's house, and I sit there, and I'm like, call Feature, who was playing like a gig in like, I don't know, like just past Ajax or something.
Like Whitney or something.
Oshawa. That was it. Oshawa. He's on his way to Oshawa to play a gig. My other partner, Brock, was in Barrie at a wedding.
Oh my goodness.
And we didn't have a venue. Then they're like, oh, we need Ace of Spades. or Dom Perignon.
Oh my gosh.
Matter of fact, we need both, and we need Patron. And it's like, okay, I don't even know where we're doing this. It's probably a Friday or a Saturday night, which is impossible to find a venue that you can just take over. Anyways, we end up doing it. We end up doing it at Bar Chef. We take over Bar Chef, which is this really cool place in Queen West, where the head mixologist does all these this elaborate drinks. Like you get a drink and it's smoking and there's egg and there's like real pomegranate and like it's like
That's great. Shout out to pomegranate.
and molecular mojitos. So it's like you take a full mojito and you make it into this molecular ball and you eat the ball and you just drank a whole mojito. Like anyways, it's a really cool place. So I get the venue, get them into it, get Future to U-turn on the highway and come back to DJ again.
Oh, I remember this party. It was wasn't it at Cultura?
No.
On King
Okay, so
King
that's
East.
that's where they went first, but it was too crazy.
It was too crazy. Yes, it was too crazy. Yes, I remember like 7 SUVs showed up. Yeah.
So they were like, put this party together. You have 45 minutes. So now,
unbelievable.
Brock's on his way back. We're just texting the prettiest friends that we have.
Right.
And
you need to. The aesthetics are important.
Right. So 45 minutes later, you know, some SUVs pull up and out comes Jay-Z and J. Cole, who like probably nobody even knew who he was at that time. Wale, of course Drake, a couple of other celebrity friends, and like a lot of our pretty friends from Toronto. Yeah,
Which Toronto has a lot of pretty friends.
And by friends I mean friends, because we don't associate with groupies. No groupie love. Not a thing. Top shelf. Not accessible. For real. But anyways, so Jay-Z comes in, he's having a great time, and you know, we get to like, let's say it's halfway through the night for sake of the story, and the music cuts, and the music cut because I had to make an announcement. I was like, hey, look, you know, thanks for everyone that showed up at such short notice. Please stop texting and telling people that we're here. We're not letting anybody else in. No need to take pictures like this is like an epic night. Take a mental note. You know, everyone here is here because we're friends of someone. And tonight, you know, we had a great opportunity where we got to see our boy Drake on stage with Jay-Z, which means the absolute world to me, and I know anybody else that loves hip-hop, that means the world to you. So tonight, if you're here, just be here with us, you know, wholeheartedly, mind, body, and spirit. Just be here. Don't tell anybody on text to come here. They're not getting in, all that good stuff. So everybody was like, all right, yeah, you know. And then, well, except for a couple of girls that had friends outside that now had to relay the message, but everybody was happy and in good spirits. And then so Future's, I'm like, Future, go ahead. So Future's about to play the music, and Jay-Z goes, hold up. Man, I just want to say thank you, T-Rex. You know, thank you, T-Rex, for putting this together for me. You know, da-da-da. And I'm like, like, just like,
you just said your name.
I was like, oh my God.
Jay-Z just said my name.
So then he goes, hold on, give me a sec. So he takes, I don't know what those things are called, but you know what you make shots in.
Oh, like
shaker
a
thing.
shaker, yeah, a shaker.
Yeah. So whoever doesn't, he's like, who doesn't have a shot? So he starts making drinks. He's pouring shots. Now everybody has a shot. And he goes, all right, here we go. Toast to the host, T-Rex. 1, 2, 3. Hey. I literally, I couldn't even move.
It's amazing.
So like, I look at Future knows. Future's giving me that look, and a couple other eyes like, and then like, so the music goes back on, everybody's dancing, having a good time, and I just walk around the corner by myself, and I was just like, out of all the parties that I've thrown for people over the years, like everybody from 50 Cent, The Game, you name it, like even movie stars that I thrown parties for when I used to work across the street at Fluid, but like that for me was the moment, like that was so cool. I forget who came up to me. It was either Drake or Oliver. One of them came up to me and was like, feel good right now, eh? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, dude. But yeah, so that that's probably the most famous person that I've ever met. I think. I mean, I met Beyonce. Is she more famous than him?
I think so.
I don't know. My brother's name is Drake. Is he more famous?
Not yet. Not yet. Listen, don't search for anything more. That was an amazing story. I'm actually basking in it. Like I'm letting that story bathe over me because like one, I'm probably gonna go retell it tonight. Right. And then two, it's just a cool feeling when to put something together that quickly, and B, just to celebrate your boy, your brother Drake in that moment where he is acknowledged and he is, he's on the same level as, it's like Michael Jordan bouncing the ball to Kobe Bryant. Like it's special.
No, it's super special. I mean, that year and then things started to change like really quickly for Drake because we all went to the Grammys for the first time, and then we're at a party and Jay-Z and Beyonce walk into the booth and face recognition. It's like, oh, what's up, what up? And then I see Jay-Z again. It's like, oh, what's up, Rex? Like, so it's good. Like, I mean, he probably don't remember me now, or maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but it doesn't matter because it was great.
That was great. I look forward to many more stories from you, and I look forward to many of your interviews in your new TV show called Movie Night, which is on E at 5:30 on Fridays, 5:30 Eastern, and it plays throughout the weekend on E. So set your PVRs because my man T-Rex is just, you see him, he's such a diverse personality, and you get to see him in his new role in his hot suits, and then get to talk movies. You've seen him talk music for so long, and then be involved in the arts with Love T.O, and now it's movies. You're unstoppable, dude. You're a force.
Trying, man. I'm gonna put this out there in the universe. I want to be in a movie. I want to be in a movie. I'm working Movie Night, but I want to be in a movie. Like, I want to throw to a
not
movie
long.
that I'm in.
That's not far away. That's not far away.
I get to watch all these cool movies now and stuff, but I want to be in a movie.
Well, let's make it happen.
Let's do it. We should be in a movie together.
Yeah, but I want.
Sounded weird.
No, we could be partners. We could be cops. We could be lawyers. We could be.
Can you imagine?
We could be rival dentists. We could be baggage claim guys.
That's crazy. That's another cool movie that's coming out. Baggage Claim
with Paula Patton and
an all-star cast of people in there.
Paula Patton and oh my gosh, who else is in it? I just heard about it the other day.
Even Terrence is in that movie too.
Terrence J.
Yeah, and Lala Anthony,
Carmelo's wife.
Yeah, she's in the movie as well.
Nice. So she was here during TIFF,
That's why she was here. I interviewed her on the carpet as well. Carmelo, Baltimore boy. So I played against Carmelo actually.
What do you mean?
Well, when I was in the 12th grade, Carmelo was in the 10th grade. He went to Towson Catholic, and I went to Randallstown High. And we beat them by 2 at the Towson Catholic tournament, baby. Yeah.
The memories will never die. We don't die, we just multiply. T-Rex, thank you very much for telling some great stories on the Cabbie Presents podcast. And again, for you guys out there that aren't familiar, you can follow his adventures at Mr. One Love T.O. That's at MR, the number 1, LOVETO on both Twitter and Instagram. And definitely check out his show, Movie Night, on E every Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. My man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
One love.
Thank you for listening to Cabbie Presents, the podcast.